Alright, hello everyone. Thank you for joining on this another live stream today. So this is the 25th of July on Sunday. So I hope you're having a great Sunday today. So as usual on Sundays, I will review the Forex pairs and also commodity, gold and WTI oil, and also indices. And also I will cover the news for next week, including FOMC for a reminder. So let's get started right now. Okay, so let me squeeze my face and let's get into the topic now. So before starting here, just a quick disclaimer as usual. This content is basically based on my own experience and views. So when you take trades, please do with your risk management. And also if you can follow the guidance rules in this live stream, that would be great. Alright, so yeah, Richard, Peter, Batshit, Jorg, and Asif, Preet, Exorcist, Movie Hero, Melanie, Shamal, and Sulinanto, Esa, Muhammad, and Lim, and everybody else, thank you for joining. So let's get started. So first I will cover these Forex pairs on my watch list. I have 21 pairs on the right, so I will cover one by one from the top. So every weekend and every Monday I look at the weekly chart, because that's when the weekly candle closes, and next Monday, I mean tomorrow, the new candlestick will form on the weekly chart. So every weekend I watch the weekly chart, every day end I watch the daily chart, and every month end I watch the monthly chart, so that we can have a clue of which way the market is going and also price action of these weekly candlesticks. So let me review the weekly charts for today. So Euro USD, I will cover the Euro based pairs first. So starting from the Euro USD, as per Ichimoku 5 lines, this is range. The price is into the Kumo now. And the price is not only just into the Kumo, but also the market is actually on the thicker part of the Kumo. It's right into the Kumo now. So this is ranging. So we see downtrend in the daily chart. So the market can still go down. But as per weekly chart, this is into the Kumo. So that means the market can turn upside anytime soon. So we can follow the lower time frames downtrend, but just keep in mind that the market can buck upwards anytime soon. So it's always nice to see the bigger picture and then break it down to the lower time frames. And also one more thing to note is that on the weekly chart there is double top, and the neckline is over here at 1.170. So once the market breaks the neckline, we might see continuous downtrend as per this price action. So to be safer, you want to wait until the market breaks 1.17, but also you can look for the sell chance for Monday next week by following the daily downtrend. So let's move on to Euro AUD. Euro AUD on the weekly chart, the price is now retracing backwards, and we see this Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen gold cross. So Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen gold cross below the Kumo, meaning that this is the end of the downtrend from short to mid-term. It doesn't mean that the market keeps going up from here. If it happens above the Kumo, if gold cross happens above the Kumo, that shows a continuous uptrend. If dead cross happens below the Kumo, as in here, this shows the market continuously downtrending. But gold cross below the Kumo doesn't mean that the market go up afterwards. This simply means that this is the end of the downtrend from short to mid-term. So please don't get it wrong. And also we see the Chikou span is above the candles. Chikou span above the candles. So the price looks like the price is now going into the Kumo here. But as I draw this horizontal line, 1.6125, the price is at the resistance level or the previous support level on the weekly chart. So it might be ranging afterwards. It might be ranging, and once it breaks, it might go up this way. So, and also last week, the market was resisted by this Senko span A. So in that sense, the market might consolidate or it might range next week. So in this case, I would wait until we see the uptrend on the lower time frames. On the daily chart or forward chart, it's flat also. So most likely, I will just pass this pair until next Tuesday or Wednesday. So let's move on to the next euro base pair, euro pound. This is downtrend on the weekly chart. The Kumo's down, and Kijun Sen down, and the Chikou span below the candles. But looks like the market is retracing back to the Kijun Sen, because as per Ichimoku nature, after the bounce, after the bounce of the previous Kijun Sen happened here on the week of 4th of January this year, the market has been below the Kijun Sen for the last 29 bars. So in theory, the market comes back to the Kijun Sen in 26 candles, and 29 is more than 26. So in that sense, it's either the market comes closer to the Kijun Sen or the Kijun Sen comes closer to the candles. So that means next week we can expect range. And for the last few weeks or few months has been ranging too, and you see wicks up and downwards, very spiky and tricky market. Especially last week was also very tricky. The market went up and then went downwards, and this created doji candlestick. So this means that there is no trend direction. So simply we better stay away from this pair. I haven't looked at the euro pound for like a couple of months, for multiple months in the past, because it's been ranging basically. So let's move on to euro JPY. Euro JPY on the weekly chart is showing flat Kumo, and Kijun Sen is an angle up, but Tenkan Sen is going down. Let me hide the drawings. So you can see that this Kijun Sen is pointing upwards, Tenkan Sen pointing downwards, and Kumo is flat. Senko span B flat, A is retracing backwards. So simply this shows retracing market, and the market looks to be supported by the Kijun Sen and Chikou span above the candles. So there is a potential uptrend still. But once the market breaks the Kijun Sen next week, then from next week in the month of August could be bearish, and the market can go down back to the Kumo. So right now on the daily chart, we see that this is still downtrending. On the daily chart, you see Kumo down, Kijun Sen down, so this is still downtrending. But as per weekly chart, this can be a support by the Kijun Sen. So this is going to be a bit tricky market. So if the market still continues to go down, then you can follow the downtrend by the daily chart. Otherwise, it can be range, and we better stay away. So next one is Euro CAD. This one is ranging because Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat. Last week, there was a resistance by the Kijun Sen, so it might continuously be range or go down. After about like 26 candles retracement as per weekly chart, now last week, the market touched the Kijun Sen, so it might be bearish afterwards. Chikou span is below the candle still, so this is a bit bearish. So if we see downtrend, we can follow, but if we see uptrend, we have to expect a retracement backwards. And then moving on to Euro Swiss franc. This is bearish in the short term, but in this weekly chart, this is flat. This Kumo is flat. It's getting thinner and thinner. So this is going to be a bit tricky market. And also Kijun Sen is pointing up, and Tenkan Sen is pointing down, and this is divergence of Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen, and simply this shows the ranging market or retracing market. So Chikou span is also coming back to the candles, and this is going to be a bit difficult market to be in. in the lower time frames, this is downtrending, but this downtrend can turn upside anytime soon. So unless we see the market breaks the previous support level on the daily chart at 1.803 level, we better hold. If it breaks, then we can look for the sell chance in the lower time frames, but unless it happens, it could be in a range. So we better prefer to monitor other trending pairs in the market. So let's move on to USD pairs. USD Jpy on the weekly chart is bullish, still bullish. The Kumo's up and Kijun Sen is upwards now. So we might see lower time frames to be uptrending, and then we can look for buy chance. Chikou span above the candles too. So this is bullish. The market has been a bit supported by this Tenkan-sen, and we can expect the continuous uptrend, up bullish in a wave continuously on this direction. And USD Swiss franc is ranging. The Kumo is flat and very thin and tiny, and the market is into the Kumo now, and Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen flat, so this is ranging. Last week was doji candlestick, so we better wait until this doji breaks out on either direction on the lower time frames. And moving on to USC CAD, this is retracing backwards, but in the lower time frames, this is also flat. On the weekly chart, this is flat too. The Kumo's flat, Senko span A is down, but B is up. So this means that the Kumo's flat, basically. And the market is in between Kijun Sen and Kumo. So when you see the market in between Kijun Sen and Kumo, this is also ranging market, retracing market. So Chikou span is very close with the candles, and we might see the Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen gold cross next week. And if we see this, this means that this is the end of the downtrend. So the market could be in a range afterwards. So better to avoid this pair also next week. So moving on to pound base pairs. First, pound USD. This is flat as per weekly chart. The Kumo's Senko span B is up, A is down. And also this the market broke the Kijun Sen. And Kijun Sen is up, but the price is in between Kijun Sen Kumo and Chikou span touching. So this is retracing backwards now. And we have this Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen about the dead cross. And when market opens tomorrow, Monday, we're going to see the dead cross of Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen, and you know that this is the end of the uptrend. And on the lower time frame, in the daily chart, shows this is downtrending. So the market could continuously go down this way. So I will be looking for sell chance on pound dollar next week. So next one is the pound JPY. Pound JPY is still bullish. I would say the Kumo flat, Senko span A retracing, and Senko span B flat. However, the Kijun Sen is up, and we see this pin bar supported by this Kijun Sen last week. Chikou span is still above the candles, so it can bounce, and we might see bullishness next week on the lower time frames. So if we see it, then we can look for buy. This is potential uptrend still. Yeah, so after this Kijun Sen bounce over here, the market has been above the Kijun Sen for the last, let's see, for the last 31 bars. So after 31 bars of the previous bounce, the market bounced last week, so we might see continuous bullishness. So 26 was here. 26 week was on the week of the 14th of June. So since then, the market went back to the Kijun Sen. So now it might go up afterwards. And the next one is the pound AUD. The pound AUD is showing uptrending market. The Kumo's up, Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen are up, and Chikou span above the candles. So this is bullish. So in the lower time frames, we might see uptrend. However, the market is in the Kumo now, so we might see bearishness anytime soon. So if we see the uptrend on this pound AUD next week, we have to be very careful for the risk management because the market can turn backwards anytime soon. And with that in mind, you look for the buy chance, buying edge, and take trades. And pound CAD weekly chart is ranging purely, so I don't think I'm gonna go into this. This is ranging, so simply stay away is my advice. We have this outside bar. Previous small candlestick has been engulfed by the last week high and low. So this is outside. So we have to wait until the market breaks either direction. But even if it happens, this is ranging as per Ichimoku 5 lines, Kumo flat, Kijun-sen flat, Chikou span touching. So this breakout might not gonna be stressful. So better to stay away is my advice for next week. And pound Swiss franc is also ranging too, but this is a bit uptrend still. If I just cancel the lines, the Kumo is flat, but the Kijun-sen is up, and Chikou span technically still above the candles. And we had this Kijun-sen bounce also from last week. So unless the market breaks the Kijun-sen on the weekly chart, we might see continuous uptrend. So we'll see if it happens or not. But since this is also a very tricky market, if you look at the daily chart, this is very spiky. There was like no trend for the last couple of months. So far it's been spiking up and downwards, lots and lots of wicks pointing up and downwards. It's like a fishbone type of market. So this is going to be very tricky. So unless we see a clear up or down trend, we have to hold. Otherwise, you might get stopped out many times on this particular pair. And also, since this is Swiss franc pair, the spread or the broker is usually wider, bigger, and the lower time frames can be a bit spikier. So if you see other trending pairs, other major or minor trending pairs, we better focus on these. So now moving on to AUD base pairs. Starting from AUD USD, the market is now going back into the Kumo, and we saw Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen dead cross a couple of weeks back, and we have this Chikou span breakout of the candles. So the market is retracing backwards, and weekly chart showing that the market is going into the Kumo. And on the lower time frames, this is downtrending, so we can look for the sell chance next week. But since this is also into the Kumo, and this Kumo is very thick over here, so the market can be spiky very much. The reason why the market can be very spiky within the Kumo is that this is actually retracing backwards, and in between, if you see the market in between the Kumo, that simply means that the market is actually having a tug of war between the short to mid-term sellers and long-term buyers. So that's why within the Kumo, the market can be very spiky on any time frames. So there are still buyers in the long term because the price is technically above the Senko span B, but in the short to mid-term, this is bearish because you can see that the Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen are down. And so that's why this Kumo Senko span, in the area between Senko span A and B, is considered to be like a warning zone. It can be very spiky. So even if we see downtrend as per daily chart, the market might turn bullish anytime soon. So just keep in mind and look for the sell chance. And next one is AUD CAD. This is also ranging, but this is bearish also. The Kumo's down. Kijun-sen is pointing downwards too, and Chikou span below the candles. However, the market is into the Kumo also, so we have this ranging market right now. So next week we might see downtrend, but it might turn upward anytime soon. And we have this outside bar in this market. The previous week's high and low has been engulfing the past future candles. So since this is bearish in the weekly chart and also forward chart and down and lower time frames, this is bearish. So if you see the market breaks the previous support level at 0.9217, that will be a great chance to buy. So you can set the alert below this price level 0.9217 on this AUD CAD, and when it triggers next week, we can look for the sell chance. So next one is Aud Jpy. This one is also retracing backwards. It's going against the major direction and broke the Kijun Sen also. So this is ranging. Last week was doji candlestick, and this is ranging too. In the lower time frames showing downtrend, so the market can retrace backwards to Kumo here. And we had this doji candlestick from last week. So if you see doji like this, we know that there is a strong support at around 79.76 level. There is a strong support. So you might want to wait until the market breaks the support so that you can expect the continuous downtrend afterwards. And the market goes into the Kumo on the weekly chart, and it might become a bit spiky. And the next one is AUD Swiss franc. And this is also pretty much the same as AUD Jpy. It's also retracing backwards too. So we might see downtrend in the lower time frames, and then we can follow it. And so next one is CAD pairs. CAD Jpy is retracing backwards also, and Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, so this is ranging. But once again, the market is supported by this Kijun Sen, so we might see bullishness next week. And CAD Swiss franc also the similar situation as CAD Jpy. The Kumo retracing, but the market supported by the Kijun Sen, so we might see bullishness next week. Technically, the Chikou span is still above the candles, so this is still bullish. And finally, covering this Swiss franc Jpy. This one is ranging now. The Kumo flat, Kijun Sen is flat, and the market has been supported by this Kijun Sen like 3 or 4 times in the past, but the market is retracing backwards and ranging. So this is not only just one-time support, but this is like multiple time support. So and the highs are a bit highs are getting lower, but lows are at the similar level. So this is descending P wave, and we might see bearishness next week. And once you see the market breaks the Kijun Sen next week, then you don't want to look for the buy chance anymore. So that covers the whole Forex pairs of my watch list. So now let me move on to gold, Xau USD. I know lots of traders are interested in gold recently because it's been quite volatile, spiky. So let me give you my thoughts here on this one. So gold weekly chart shows this is also ranging. This is purely ranging because the Kumo flat and the price has been within the Kumo here, and the Chikou span is also very close, too close with the candles. So from here, we're not sure which way it's going. It might go up and down, and we don't know which way it's going. So my advice is to stay away from gold. But if you're willing to take trades from next week, we can also look at the lower time frames. But before doing that, let me just remind you one thing about the gold is that 2 weeks back, there was doji candlestick. High was at 1834.76 and low support was at 1790.89. And this is engulfing candle. Last week candle, high and low, has been engulfed by the previous doji candlesticks. And it looks like it's about to break downwards. So if we see the breakout of the previous low at around 1790.89, then we might be able to look for the sell chance. And if you look at the daily chart, this level, 1790.89 is here at the Kijun-sen level. So once we see the Kijun-sen breakout next week, we might see continuous bearishness. So if you can sell it, that will be the chance. But if you're still looking for the buy, then you have to wait until the market breaks the previous doji high from last week at 1834.76. Otherwise, the market can be still in the range, like in this direction. So we'll see which way it goes. So and the next one is the WTI Crude Oil, and the weekly chart shows that this is also a very interesting market to watch. The market has been supported by this, well, technically not supported, but this was about to touch the Kijun-sen last week, and we had this very long wick pointing downwards, and this is bullish candlestick. And if you see this bullish candlestick while it's uptrending, this shows that this is a strong bullishness still in the market, because there were sellers in the market last week, but sellers actually exhausted and buyers came in, and the market turned out to be bullish last week. So we can see that buyers are still dominant in this market, so we can expect continuous uptrend next week. And as per Ichimoku lines too, the Kumo's up, Kijun-sen is gradually uptrending still, and Tenkan-sen is up too, and Chikou span above the candles. So I expect the market continuously go up next week in this reason. There was a nice Tenkan-sen retracement too. Tenkan-sen takes the past 9 candles, so in theory, the market retraces backwards to Tenkan-sen within 9 candles. So here, if you simply count the number of candles, this is 10 bars, and we had this support by the Tenkan-sen. So from this reason also, the market potentially goes up continuously next week. So that's WTI oil from technical Ichimoku analysis. So now let's move on to the indexes. First of all, covering this Nikkei. So Nikkei 225 broke the triangle P wave downwards. Actually, I explained this breakout downwards for the last couple of weeks, and it actually happened last week. Simply, in this case, I expected the market breaks downwards P wave because there was Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen dead cross within the P wave. And Chikou span is touching right now, so if we see Chikou span breakout, and the market can be continuously downtrending from next week too. So, and also you can draw the support line here too at 27,361.24. If the market breaks that level also, we might see continuous downtrend. So we'll see which way it goes next week. And then moving on to Dow Jones. As for weekly chart Dow Jones, this will still be ranging. The Kumo's flat, Kijun-sen flat too, and Chikou span above the candles. So this is technically bullish, and I can see that the market is about to break the resistance level of 35,116. It might happen at the FOMC next week, so we'll see. So next one is the Nasdaq 100. So Nasdaq has been still uptrending. This is like all-time high now, and the Kumo's up nicely, Senko span B is up, A is up, and Kijun-sen is up, and Tenkan-sen is also up, and Chikou span above the candles. So this is uptrend like from textbook as per Ichimoku. So we can continuously look for the buy chance. And also this breakout from last week was very significant because multiple reasons. One is the market broke the round number 15,000 last week, and also it broke this engulfing candlestick. This is outside bar. So once the market breaks the outside upwards next week, we expect the market continuously goes up in this direction. So basically we can trail the profits as long as it goes. And the next one is S&P 500. This is also the same case as Nasdaq. This is bullish. The Kumo's up, Kijun Sen Tenkan Sen up, and Chikou span above the candles too. Price has been supported by this Tenkan Sen multiple times in the past on the weekly chart. So this is showing strong bullishness. And on this market also, we had this outside bar. So this is showing that the market is strongly bullish. I don't see any signs of bearishness in this case, so buy will be a good option for next week onwards. And the next one is Euro stocks. Euro stocks 50, this is now retracing and ranging, but this is still bullish with multiple reasons. One is the price is above Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen, Kumo, and Chikou span above the candles, and this is bullish. That's one. And also the market has been above the Tenkan Sen, supported by the Tenkan Sen multiple times here. And Tenkan Sen itself is angled up right now. If I just cancel the candlesticks, you can see the angle of Tenkan Sen is still up trending. So the market has been supported by this Tenkan Sen, so there is still potential uptrend onwards. And similar to the US indexes, this one also showing engulfing, outside bar. The last week's high and low has been including the previous 2 weeks candles. So once we see the breakout of 41.16 level, then we might see continuous uptrend. And the next one is the FTSE 100 index. This is now ranging, and this is going backwards. This is ranging, consolidating market. And I don't see any potential bullishness in this case because the market broke the Tenkan Sen and going backwards to Kijun Sen. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen angle is also flat, but Chikou span is above the candles, and we had this last week doji candlestick, and this is bullish doji candlestick. So I can see that there are more buyers and sellers in the market. So we might see a bullish market next week. But there is still potential retracement back to the Kijun Sen. So I would recommend next week to stay away. It might be bearish still. And next one is CAC France. CAC France is bullish right now because the price is above Tenkan Kijun Kumo, Chikou span above the candles, and Kumo is angled up right now, and Kijun Sen is also angled up right now. If I can just cancel the candlesticks, you can see the Tenkan Sen angle is up right now. So this is still bullish. I can see the market has been supported by this previous support level at 64.19.17, and also the price came above the Tenkan Sen. So there is a potential breakout next week on this 6687.30. So we'll see on that. And the next one is Nifty Chart. The Nifty Chart is also the similar case as CAC France. This is also bullish. The Kumo has been trending up, and also Tenkan Sen is angled up right now. Excuse me, Tenkan Sen is angled up right now, and this Chikou span above the candles. So this is bullish. The market was supported by this Tenkan Sen last week. So next week we might see breakout at this round number of 16,000 level. But once the market breaks the Tenkan Sen, then it might retrace back to Kijun Sen So if it happens next week, we have to watch out. And the next one is Hansen Index. Hansen Hong Kong Index is now flat ranging. The market retraced backwards to Kumo, and there's no trend in the weekly chart, so better be stay away is the key. And the next one is AU200. This is also potential bullish, just like Nifty and also CAC funds and Euro stocks. This is also bullish. The Kumo Senko span A is up, Kijun Sen flat, but Tenkan Sen angle up, and also last week was supported by the Tenkan Sen and Chikou span above the candles. So we might see the breakout of 75 or 8.3 level and continuously bullish trend. And the next one is DAX index. DAX index also showing potential bullishness. Yeah, similar to other indexes. The Kumo's up, Tenkan Sen is up. Market has been supported by the Tenkan Sen multiple times, and the Chikou span above the candles. So simply this is bullish, and we might see the breakout of this next round number of 15,800. We'll see. Yeah, so that's it for the indexes. So let me cover the news for next week. We have a couple of important news on Euro and US. So let's review these. So we are towards the end of the month next week. Time flies. So next week, starting from Monday 26, we have no news, no big news. And next Tuesday, we have Governor Kuroda's speech on Japan BOJ. So JPY could be affected by this on Tuesday morning in Japan time. And also in US, we have two news here, durable goods orders and also non-defense capital goods orders, ex-aircraft. So it might impact USD. So we have to be careful on US pairs or US index on Tuesday. And then moving on to Wednesday, we have Aud Cpi report. So consumer price index is very important in AUD, so we have to watch out. And also we have this Bank of Canada CPI report also. So CAD pairs might be affected by this news. And the most importantly, we have this FOMC next Wednesday 28th. So if you're trading USD pairs, US indexes, and also gold, it might be impacted by this news. So be careful. Next Wednesday 28th is going to be the USD day. And moving on to Thursday 29th, we have a couple of news. CPI report also in Germany, so Euro could be affected by this. And also GDP report in US. So these are two news that we have to watch out. And Friday is going to be Euro day, because in Friday we have the a GDP report in Germany, and also these ones, CPI, Consumer Price Index, and Euro itself will be there. So we have to watch out on the Euro news. And I think that's it. Yep, that's about it. So the highlight for next week is going to be two. One is the 28th, Wednesday, FOMC in the US, and also on Friday 30th, we have the CPI in Euro. These are the most important news for next week. And we are moving on to summer holiday. So usually, it's said that in summer holiday, August, September, the market has less volatility. So the market tends to be in a range market. It was the same case last year. Last year, it was like that. But due to COVID case, we'll see this week what happens. We might see some active market because we had long ranging market on the month of June and also July. So once the market breaks the range from last couple of months, it might be active. So we might see some trending pairs for this month, so for this summer. So we'll see. All right, so that covers the whole pairs in gold, WTI oil, and also indices and the news for next week. So yeah, that covers the whole topic. So let me just cover some questions or comments on the chat. It's going to be for like a free talk for the next couple of minutes. So yeah, once again, thank you for joining, everyone. Great to see you on this relaxing Sunday. All right, let's see. Okay, someone says there are pin bars on JPY pairs on the weekly charts. It seems they are going up next week. Yeah, we'll see. JPY has been very weak for the last couple of weeks. So yeah, or actually last week, JPY was very weak. So if it's continuous, we might see JPY uptrend. All right, thank you for joining, everyone. Happy Sunday. Thank you for the comments. Oh, thank you for the reminder, Blackwater. If you liked today's live stream, please press the like button. Before you leave, that would be great. Shamal says, Dear Mr. K, when can we use time and price analysis for expecting the next target price in the future? Because it is the main issue of Ichimoku. Yeah, so time cycles and price theory should come together with the wave analysis. And you can do so on the daily chart mainly. So I haven't really talked about the time cycle price theory recently because I don't see any good example for this. But yeah, if I see a good example, then I will talk about it. Yeah, myself, I do look at the charts by this time cycle and price theory also, but mainly I am a trend follower. So as long as I find trends, I look for the entry edge and take trades. It's my style. Yeah, so I think this is still, this is a bit tricky market recently. Still, we finally saw some trending pairs last week and last week, but these are not really stable yet. Like you see this Euro JPY, we see downtrend, but the market is at the Kijun Sen, and Kijun Sen is the angle up, so we might see bullish next week. And the Euro dollar too. Euro dollar is showing downtrend on the higher time frames. On the lower time frames, but the price is in the Kumo on the weekly, so we might see some tricky market too. So yeah, we have to watch out. Until you see the break-even line, we have to watch out. Because until you see the break-even line, basically risking some percentage per trade. Okay, XP says, what about gold? So for those who are newly joining on this live stream, the gold on the weekly chart is now ranging the Kumo flat price into the Kumo, and Chikou span touching. This is ranging, but you can see that there is an engulfing candlestick. This is inside bar, bearish inside. So last week was the doji candlestick, and when you see doji like this, you can expect that there are stop orders or limit orders above and below the wicks. So in theory, when it breaks, the market goes towards that direction. And that's why when I say doji candlestick last week or previous day, I advise everybody to wait until it breaks towards either direction. And in this example, looks like it breaks downwards because this is bearish engulfing. And also if you look at the daily chart, the market is actually pointing down, and this is a bit bearish. And we have these multiple supports here and in the resistance. So this is a reversal level. So once the market breaks the reversal level and also Kijun-sen level at 1790 area, we might see a continuous bearishness. So when it happens, we can look for the sell chance. Otherwise, we better stay away. Yeah, so that's my view on the gold. But yeah, this is a very tricky market. We have lots and lots of wicks, downwards and upwards. So it's very spiky in lower time frames. Okay, Seng says, what do you think about Bitcoin? Yeah, Bitcoin, let's see. I read the news that it became bullish last week, so let me see what's happening right now. Okay, so yeah, last week was bullish for the previous 4 days. It's been bullish, and now it's consolidating. Let me check the weekly time frame. Weekly still shows ranging or a bit bearishness in the market. And as per daily chart, I would say that this is ranging still. This is within the range. So the previous support was at around 29,275, or the round number 30,000. In this area was the support zone. The market bounced by the support zone last week 20th and 21st, and now it's going up. So there is a next resistance level at 36,074, and this will be an initial target. If you also take the week high, it's going to be 36,635. So this is going to be area for the resistance, and the market could go up until then. But overall, I would say that this is ranging. So if this were the Forex pair, I would avoid taking trades because it can turn downwards anytime soon. And also, one thing I watch also is that the Chikou span has been synchronizing with the past candles. So this is actually one of the uniqueness of the Chikou span. Sometimes you see Chikou span has been tracing the past candles. So as per Chikou span viewpoint, the next day is going to be bearish, and if the Chikou span keeps tracing these candles, we might see tomorrow is going to be bearish, and the next 3 days are going to be bullish like this. So the market can be bearish next day tomorrow, and next week Monday until Wednesday might be bullish. But even so, this is within the range, so better stay away is my advice. Even if you take a trade, you might not going to be able to run huge profits in this condition. Okay, so Steven says, so Mr. K, when the price are Kumo, it's not advised to take trades at lower time frames. You can take trades at the lower time frames, but if you see the Kumo if you see the candles within the Kumo, then we might see a spiky market in lower time frames. So that means you have to be very careful for the risk management. Said says, what about WTI move in next week? WTI has been strongly bullish right now. Yeah, as I have covered WTI, this is bullish in the weekly chart. The market was supported by the Tenkan-sen, and this is continuously bullish. The Kumo is showing up, Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen up, Chikou span above the candles, and the market has been retracing back to the Tenkan-sen in 10 bars. So in this reason too, we might see the bullishness next week. So this is interesting one to watch. If you see the market breaks the Tenkan-sen, then it might retrace back to Kijun-sen. And then if it happens, if you see the breakout of the Tenkan-sen next week, then you don't want to take trades. Okay, learning stuff says Euro USD from N wave and daily time frame. Yeah, it's in a bearish N wave right now. Okay, Preet, thank you for the comment. Yeah, all right, let's see. Said says, what about US 30, US 100, and German 30 next week move? I have already covered it, so you can watch the archive and enjoy my analysis. Basically, Dow Jones is still ranging, but Nasdaq and also S&P 500 is still bullish. And German 30 is, I think it was retracing. Hold on. Let me quickly remember. DAX index is now ranging, back to range, but still potential bullishness because it's still supported by this Tenkan-sen. So it might break the resistance level of 15,800 next week. Kishore says, hi Kay, you live all alone in Dubai and managing all the things by your own, like cooking, this live stream, and you trading too. I have a partner, so we live together, but in terms of what I do for tradings and also live streams and all these contents, everything is actually managed by myself only. Yeah, I don't have any staffs because I want to keep everything simple. So yeah, that's what I do. Shamal says, as you know that Hosoda have 7 books about Ichimoku, but 4 books available for public. Please tell me what is the reason, because the thing should be for all. Yeah, so because of how to say, like the out of 7 books, 4 books are available in public. Now 5 books available, but 2 books are still kept in the library, National Library in Tokyo. And the reason is because that there are no more copies. So the original copy is kept at the library. That's what I mean. And it's not purchasable because there's only, I think, 1 copy or a few copies only. And even these original books, the copies are, number of copies are getting less and less. So yeah, the PDF version is now purchasable, but the hard copy, the paper books, most likely won't be available in the future. BitXRP says, what about XRP? Thanks. Yeah, I was actually waiting for that question because your name is XRP. So yeah, let me check the XRP. Okay, so weekly chart is downtrending. The Kumo twisted bearish, Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, dead cross, and this is bearish now. And let's see, on the daily chart, this is also bearish. The Kumo is down, Senko span B is down, A is down, Kijun-sen is pointing downwards now, and Chikou span below the candles. So I can see that there are more sellers than buyers in the market. Yeah, if this were the Forex pair, then I will be looking for the sell. But I don't trade crypto, so I can only analyze charts by Ichimoku. But this is only for your reference. Let's see. Anet says, hello Kay, USD JPY is bullish in the weekly chart. In the daily chart, Tenkan-sen cross under Kijun-sen. On the forward chart, the pair is bullish. Would you go for forward chart signals or avoid the trade because of the Tenkan-sen Kijun-sen cross on the daily chart? So Tenkan-sen Kijun-sen cross on the daily chart simply means that this is the end of the uptrend. And if you see the bullishness in the forward chart, then you can still follow the bullishness in the forward chart. And you might see Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen gold cross on the daily chart in the next couple of days. Yep, let's see. Preet says, based on the weekly analysis, which is the best pair to trade on Monday or Tuesday? Also, I would like to know whether to focus on only one or two pairs when taking trades during the whole week. So, as long as you see the trending pairs, you can pick the one. So, next week, I've seen the daily charts are trending Euro dollar, Euro JPY, and Pound USD, Aud USD, and Aud Jpy. And the forward chart, in the forward chart trending Aud Cad. So you can monitor these pairs on Monday and just pick which one to trade. And you can combine analysis with the price action. And also, you can refer to the strength chart. You can open it on Monday and see which currency is the strongest, which currency is the weakest, so that you know which currency pair is moving the biggest. Where it says DJI to break the new high next week. Potentially, yes. It's possible. So Rush says, Kay, do you know the site to buy PDF of the Ichimoku original books? Yeah, you can just type Ichimoku original book in Japan and you might be able to find the website. Okay. Ronald says, what about Tesla? Yeah, let me see. Tesla, let me quickly check it. Daily chart is ranging. This is P wave. This is called P wave. By the way, the thing that I talk about is reversal. So hopefully you can apply this analysis to any pairs, any markets that you're watching. So this is ranging now in the P wave. And the P wave can be broken upwards in this case because the Tenkan-sen is above the Kijun-sen. Let me see on the weekly chart. Okay, weekly chart is also ranging the P wave in a bigger scope too. So this is like P wave within the P wave. So market is squeezing right now. Looks like it's looking for the way to get out. So I would say if the P wave has been broken upwards, that will be a continuous uptrend. Yeah, but otherwise this is ranging. Yeah, Kumo flat and Kijun-sen flat too. Chikou span is too close with the candles. So the P wave might be continuous within the weekly chart basis. Okay, yeah, you're welcome everyone. Saeed, Anis, Dewey, and Sorosh. You're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah, I'm actually not really tracking the fundamentals or news about the Tesla. So my analysis is purely based on the Ichimoku and technical side. Okay, so I will be ending the live stream soon. So let me just close up right now. So yeah, after this, since I'm in Dubai now, this is at 7 p.m. Usually after this public live stream or Ichimoku membership live stream, I will have a dinner. So time zone wise, this is much better for me because when I was in Japan, when I ended the public live stream, it was on the midnight. And when I ended the Ichimoku membership live, it was 1 a.m. in Japan time. So when I had the big day, I was a bit exhausted. But right now, since this is still in the evening time, I have more energy to talk. So this is a good thing about moving to Dubai. The time zone is very important for taking trades and also doing some analysis, especially if you want to trade the Euro stocks or US index, US stocks. Time zone is very important. Even Forex market too. Time zone is critical, I found, really when I really moved into Dubai. So yeah, I will talk about more on the second channel. So I'm thinking to do the second channel live stream sometime next week. So when I do it, I will announce it beforehand, and you can join and enjoy my talk. So this is official first channel, and on this official channel, I mainly talk about the Forex market, Ichimoku, and these technical analysis. But I have the other one, second channel. You can find the link below the description and come to my second channel. And on that one, I talk about my personal life besides tradings. So yeah, I will do that sometime next week to give you some updates after I relocate to Dubai. So yeah, let's see what can happen next week in terms of the markets and also in life as well. All right, so once again, thank you for joining everyone. I hope you have a great weekend. So yeah, I will see you in the next one. Until then, please stay healthy, stay safe, and stay gold, right? Bye for now, everyone. Matane. Thank you.